Hi there, Mark Kerrigan back here. By now, you must be asking, what is the ROI on a franchise? Now, what's ROI? Well, probably most of you know. It means return on investment. Now, clearly there are some considerations here. One is, what is the investment? As you can imagine, doubling $1 is a lot easier than doubling $1 million, okay, in some ways in terms of percentage. So the more you pay for a franchise, that's one of the considerations. The more you pay in terms of franchise fee and operating costs, the harder it is, especially at first, to get a very high return on investment percentage. Some of the lower ends, especially if you put sweat equity in, where you're putting a lot of effort and time, you can get higher percentages. But what are they? Well, let's start with a passive investment. Now, most people would say a passive investment, such as like a money market or some sort of other investment instrument, if you make 10% or even 15%, you're doing really well. Now, in this market right now that we're living in this new Great Recession, you know, if you make 2 or 3%, you're doing pretty well as long as it's guaranteed and consistent. But over time, 10 to 15% has been considered really good in passive investments. So that's your bottom line. Because ultimately, if you have some money to invest, why would you settle for 10 to 15%? Because you probably had to put in a lot of time and effort in a franchise. So if you can't at least double that, why consider it? So here's the truth. Especially in this day and age, most franchises are making somewhere between 20, 25%, maybe on the high end, 30% return on investment in a single year. And for many franchises, there's no money to be recognized at all in the first 1 to 2 years. This is, for many entrepreneurs, a very significant issue. Can you afford to invest in a franchise knowing that 2 to 3 years out, the money can start coming in at maybe 10, 20, 30%, and having that be consistent over time? And obviously the return on investment can grow based on your operating costs, and as you as you grow your business. But that is not a world record breaker. Now, I can tell you that's more effective than a lot of people's personal businesses. See, the alternative for many people is starting your own business. Most businesses fail, as you may have heard. 1 in 10 businesses fail within 5 years. That's the statistics here in the United States, and I'm sure the statistics are similar across the world, as I know this video is being seen in many different places. And in fact, the business that I'd like to share with you as an alternative is available globally as well. But the key to get back to the answer right here, what is a reasonable return on investment? Well, in the end, it'll be based on how much money you put in and how much time you're willing to put in. Because don't forget, don't sell yourself short. If you have to work 20 hours a week, put a price tag on it. If you have to work 60 or 80 hours a week, put a price tag on that too, as many of the low-cost franchises require. So although you might be able to get in easily, there's a high price to pay in your time. And what is that worth? So don't discount yourself in terms of the effort being placed. So the ROI really does vary. Don't expect a lot of ROI up front. There are alternatives that can give you ROI in the first 6 months to a year. Click here to learn more. Thanks.